Hi again. This video is all about brainstorming for your vision board, and this is arguably the most important stage because this is where you think about what you actually want your life to look like and feel like in the future, right? Like, what are your goals? What is it that we're working towards? You're not just picking random pictures of things that look cool. You're picking pictures for your vision board that really align with who you want to be in the future. So it's important that we do the brainstorming stage so you have a clear idea of who it is you want to be in the future. Okay. Um, Again, I want to say that we are not going to focus on what could go wrong. We're only going to focus on what could go right because you haven't even started high school yet. All the doors are open to you right now, and they can stay open to you depending on the choices that you make. So we are not going to worry about what won't happen or what couldn't happen or what you think might not happen. Okay? All right. So we're going to walk through this one life stage at a time, and we're going to start with high school. Okay. So let's start with what kind of student do you want to be? I know this sounds like an obvious question. Most people would say they want to be a good student, a pretty good student, maybe, or a great student. Maybe you want to be the valedictorian, the top of your class. Okay. Whatever it is, I want you to think about what are the habits and routines you're probably going to have to establish in order to be that type of student. If you want to be a good student, you probably have to get to school on time, build a relationship with your teachers so you can ask for help when you need it or advocate for yourself. You probably need to have a routine for getting homework done. Just something to think about. It's not the fun part of vision boarding, right? But those are the small things that if you think about them and you work towards them, you will be a good student. Okay. I also want you to think about sports, right? Maybe you already play a sport and you just want to do it at the next level in high school, or maybe you want to try something new. It is not too late to try something new. Throw it on that vision board. Okay. Clubs and activities. Maybe you know of a certain club or a certain activity that exists at the high school you're going to go to, or maybe just in the community in general. Uh, yeah, maybe you have an idea. Or maybe you want to take some time to think right now about what you might like to try. What do you want to get into? Like, you can always start something new with your life. What about friendships? This is such an important one for high school. I feel like friends are really like the center of your world when you're in high school, and that can be a really good thing or it could be a kind of bad thing, right? So think about the current friends you have. You don't have to say, I want to ditch all my friends. Hopefully you don't, but do you have friends that are going to support you in reaching your dreams, right? Are they going to help you make the right decision, even if it's not the fun decision? Um, it's okay if not all of your friends are like that, but think about who you want to surround yourself with and write some thoughts down to put on your vision board. Do you want to have a job at some point? Maybe you want to contribute to the family's finances. Maybe you want to have some spending money to buy the things you like. Maybe you want to save for college, which is the next step. Just think about it. What type of job might you want to have? When would you want to get this job, right? How are you going to make it work with high school? And then lastly, a high school sort of classic thing is having a car, right? Do you want to have your own car? You don't have to. Not every high school student does, but I think many high school students appreciate the freedom that comes with having your own car and having a driver's license and not having to wait around for your family to pick you up. All right. Now let's talk about young adulthood and college. Okay. Um, I know that this might be hard to think about. Um, I certainly had very little idea of what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go for college. It's especially hard if you're going to be the first person in your family to go to college. But I want you to kind of hang with me and try to think about what you might be like at that time. Okay. So, first of all, where? You can pick where based on a specific school, right? Maybe you've always loved the CSU Rams, you've been a fan, your whole life, and so you want to go to school there. That's a really easy way to choose. Maybe there's a prestigious school that is a dream school for you, Stanford, okay? Or maybe you don't know of a specific school, but you know, like there's an area of the world or the country that you want to be in. Maybe you want to stay somewhere not that far from home. So you could just say, I want to go to college in Colorado. Maybe you have family in Texas and you want to say, I want to go to college in Texas. Be as specific as you can. It's okay if you're not that specific. What about study interests? This is another one where you could get real specific, but you don't have to. Okay. I am not looking for you to say, all right, I'm going to major in integrated physiology. I'm going to go to med school and I'm going to become an orthopedic surgeon. That's not a requirement here. But maybe you can narrow it down to like a general sort of field. Maybe you know you love science. You're like, I want to study science. Maybe art is more your thing. Art, literature, you're like somewhere in the humanities field. Maybe computer science, maybe engineering. You might have no idea, and that's totally okay. You can just say that. Like, you just have lots of things on your vision board if you want. So many people start college not knowing what they're going to major in. It's okay. All right. Another big one in college is friendships. Yes, it's big in high school. It's also big in college. Um, College people, I don't know, I feel like sometimes we talk about it in a way where it's like super serious, right? Like, oh, you're paying all this money and you're working really hard and you're getting that degree, and that's true, but a really big part of college is having fun. So who are you going to have fun with? Do you have a best friend who wants to go to the same college as you? If so, you're lucky. That's amazing. If not, it's okay. You're going to stay in touch. You're going to find a way to still be best friends. But when you go to college, you're going to have to make friends. That's okay. Everyone in college is trying to make friends. There are so many opportunities. So you could think about like, who do I want to have in my life? What kinds of friends do I want to have? And what kinds of activities would I want to do? Activities are both how you find your friends and what you do with your friends, if that makes sense. So, again, this is like hobbies. Is there anything you already love that you hope to be even better at, maybe a leader at by the time you're in college? Um, what do you think about fitness? Are you the kind of person who's like, yes, I'm going to be at the rec center every day? Or are you like, nah, not worried about it? Sports. Do you want to play for your school if you play a sport? That's a lot of pressure. It's also not always possible, right? It's wonderful if you can. It's even better if you get a scholarship, but maybe you're just like, "Hey, I love basketball. I'm not going to be on a Division 1 basketball team, but I'm going to get some friends together and we're going to sign up and play intramurals." Great. Okay. What about outdoor recreation? I think, having gone to college in Colorado, I just know that there's so much of that. Camping, hiking, skiing, snowboarding, rock climbing, right? You don't have to have ever done any of these things. It is never too late to try. Um, so, what is it that you want to get into? Who do you want to become? When you see yourself as a really cool, interesting, happy person, what are you doing with your life? Put those things on your vision board, okay? Now we're going to talk about adulthood. All right. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to talk about one last thing. Travel and study abroad is the last part of college that I want you to think about. Okay. Maybe you are just interested in expanding your horizons more, like you're already expanding them in college, may as well see some new places. Maybe you want to visit some new cities, check some states off your list. Okay. Or maybe there are other countries you want to go to. A really cool thing about college is that most colleges have study abroad programs that help you figure out where you want to go. They help you figure out who you're going to live with, a host family or a dorm in this other country. They help you get set up with a school program. They figure out like fun activities and travel for you. It's great. So, is there a place you want to go? You can put that on there. If not, you could just say study abroad in general, right? You don't have to decide where yet. Now we're going to talk about adulthood. And again, adulthood is one of those things where I think we talk about it like it's so terrible. Like, you're in the real world and you have to pay bills and work and everything sucks. But actually, adulthood is really fun because you're in control of your life and hopefully you have a job and the money to do some fun stuff with your life. So, first, I want you to think about where you want to be. If you want to stick around the Denver area, that's really common. Like, it's hard to leave a place that you love and where your family is. But maybe there's a city that you've always dreamed of living in, New York City, right? Or maybe you want to live in LA or Chicago, Seattle, Houston, Miami, Las Vegas. Like, our country is full of amazing cities, and that's just the United States, right? There are so many places. Dream big. All right, what do you want to do for work? This might correlate with your study interests. It doesn't have to. Probably should a little bit. But dream big here, right? Like, don't do the thing where you're like, oh, I'll probably just end up working at Walmart. Like, you might, and that's fine. And like, Walmart will always be there. But right now, when you are dreaming big and you are making a vision board for the future, dream big. Okay. Um, Family and relationships, right? Like, if you're really close to your family, how are you going to maintain that closeness? Maybe you're not super close to your family and you're more interested in kind of starting your own family or creating a family with your friends. What's that going to look like? Either way, do you see yourself as the kind of person who's going to get married? Do you think you want to have kids? You don't have to know the answer. If you know the answer, you can be specific about it on your vision board, but you don't have to be, okay? You don't even have to mention it. If you're like, I have no idea, I don't even care right now, that's fine. Travel again. Sorry, it's just one of those things where it's like, what are you going to see in this world before your time here is done? You have a relatively short amount of time. What are you going to do with it? Where are you going to go? Pets. Everybody loves pets. Write down some thoughts about a pet. Financial goals. This one is harder. It's admittedly hard for me, and I'm theoretically an adult, but you know, thinking about sort of leveling up, right? Going to college, getting a job that pays you decently. What do you want to do with that money? Are you the kind of person who wants to own a house? Some people do, some people don't really care. Are you the kind of person who really wants to have like some dream car? What is that car? Okay. I want to see a picture of it. Um, Maybe you have some goals for, giving back to your family. Maybe your parents have made a lot of sacrifices and you want to buy a house, but you want to buy a house that's big enough for you to have them in it with you and you take care of them for a little while. Maybe you want to take your mom on a vacation as a thank you for raising you, right? Like, those are some financial goals. You don't have to tell me, about like your retirement plans or anything, but maybe you have some thoughts about what you would like to do if and when you eventually do get money. Okay. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully you have some ideas written down. Take a few minutes, let it come to you. It's okay if you want to like close your eyes and listen to some music and just like meditate. Once you have some thoughts written down, you can watch my next video tutorial called Using Canva to Create Your Vision Board. I'll see you there. Thank you.